Hello everyone. This is on to something just a little bit different. Is this, yeah, okay, you're starting to record now. Thank you. This is also another article from Global Research newsletter. Paul Craig Roberts, Goodbye. Truth has fallen and taken liberty with it. URL of this article I will include in the information bar. March 26, 2010, Counterpunch. There was a time when the pen was mightier than the sword. That was a time when people believed in truth and regarded truth as an independent power and not as an auxiliary for government, class, race, ideological, personal, or financial interest. Today, Americans are ruled by propaganda. Americans have little regard for truth, little access to it, and little ability to recognize it. Truth is an unwelcome entity. It is disturbing. It is off limits. Those who speak it run the risk of being branded anti-American, anti-Semitic, or conspiracy theorist. Truth is an inconvenience for government and for the interest groups whose campaign contributions control government. Truth is an inconvenience for prosecutors who want convictions, not the discovery of innocence or guilt. Truth is inconvenient for ideologues. Today, many whose goal once was the discovery of truth are now paid handsomely to hide it. Free market economists are paid to sell offshoring to the American people. Now, good point. Good place for me to put this information in. 5.7 million jobs have been lost since December of 07. I'll include the URL for that also. It's on MSNBC MSN. You'll find it interesting. All right. They're paid to sell offshoring to the American people. High productivity, high valued added American jobs are denigrated as dirty, old industrial jobs, relics from long ago. We are best shed of them. Their place has been taken by the new economy, a mythical economy that allegedly consists of high-tech white-collar jobs in which Americans innovate and finance activities that occur offshore. How the hell are we going to finance activities when we're all broke? All of our money and our wealth of the nation's been stolen. All Americans need in order to participate in this new economy are finance degrees from Ivy League universities, and then they will work on Wall Street at million-dollar jobs. Economists who were once respectable took money to contribute to the myth of the new economy. And not only economists sell their souls for filthy lucre. That's an old form of money, I believe, of Rome, lucres, Lucre. Recently, we have had reports of medical doctors who, for money, have published in peer-reviewed journals concocted studies that hype this or that new medicine produced by pharmaceutical companies that paid for the studies. The Council of Europe is investigating the drug companies' role in hyping a false swine flu pandemic in order to gain billions of dollars in sales of the vaccine. The media helped the U.S. military hype its recent Marja offensive in Afghanistan, described Marja as a city of 80,000 under Taliban control. It turns out that Marja is not urban, but a collection of village CEOs. The UN and the nuclear industry concluded in concocting a doomsday scenario in order to create profit in pollution. See, now it's all about profit from negativity. Wherever money is insufficient to bury the truth, ignorance, propaganda, and short memories finish the job. I remember when, following C.I.A. Director William Colby's testimony before the Church Committee in the mid-70s, Presidents Gerald Ford and Ronald Reagan issued executive orders preventing the CIA and U.S. black op groups from assassinating foreign leaders. In 2010, the U.S. Congress was told by Dennis Blair, head of national intelligence, that the U.S. now assassinates its own citizens in addition to foreign leaders. Let me repeat that. In 2010, the U.S. Congress was told by Dennis Blair, head of national intelligence, that the U.S. now assassinates its own citizens in addition to foreign leaders. When Blair told the House Intelligence Committee that U.S. citizens no longer needed to be arrested, charged, tried, and convicted of a capital crime, just murdered on suspicion alone of being a threat, he wasn't impeached. No investigation pursued. Nothing happened. There was no church committee. In the mid-70s, the CIA got into trouble for plots to kill Castro. Today, it is American citizens who are on the hit list. Whatever objections there might be don't carry any weight. No one in government is in any trouble over the assassination of U.S. citizens by the United States government. Let me check my time, folks. Okay, 6:07. I'm good. Okay. As an economist, I am astonished that the American economics profession has no awareness whatsoever that the United States economy has been destroyed by the offshoring of U.S. GDP to overseas countries. U.S. corporations, in pursuit of absolute advantage of lower labor cost and maximum CEO performance bonuses, we know about those, don't we? They got those big bonuses even though they got the bailouts, have moved the production of goods and services marketed to Americans to China, India, and elsewhere abroad. When I read economists describing offshoring as free trade based on comparative advantage, I realize there is no intelligence or integrity in the American economics profession. Intelligence and integrity have been purchased by money. The transnational or global U.S. corporations pay multi-million-dollar compensation packages to top foreign labor. While Washington worries about the Muslim threat, Wall Street, U.S. corporation, and free market shills destroy the U.S. economy and the prospect of tens of millions of Americans. Americans, or most of them, have proved to be putty in the hands of the police state. 7 minutes. Power is necessary to keep Americans safe and free. Most Americans are unlikely to hear from anyone who would tell them any different. I was associate editor and columnist for the Wall Street Journal. I was Businessweek's first outside columnist, a position I held for 15 years. I was a columnist for a decade for Scripps, Howard News Service, carried in 300 newspapers. I was a columnist for the Washington Times and for newspapers in France and Italy, and for a magazine in Germany. I was a contributor to the New York Times and on a regular feature in the Los Angeles Times. Today, I cannot publish in or appear on the American mainstream media. For the last 6 years, I have been banned from the mainstream media. My last column in the New York Times appeared in January 2004, co-authored with Democratic U.S. Senator Charles Schumer, representing New York. We addressed the offshoring of U.S. jobs. Our op-ed article produced a conference at the Brookings Institute in Washington, D.C., and live coverage by C-SPAN. A debate was launched. No such thing could happen today. Okay, so I got a little time. For years, I was a mainstay at the Washington Times, producing credibility for the Mooney, M-O-O-N-Y, newspaper as a Businessweek columnist, former Wall Street Journal editor, and former Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Treasury. But when I began criticizing Bush's war of aggression, the order came down to Mary Lou Forbes to cancel my column. The American corporate media does not serve the truth. It serves the government and the interest groups that empower the government. I got to read that again. The American corporate media does not serve the truth. It serves the government and the interest groups that empower the government. Check my time one more last time. Yep, I'm out of time. This is going to be a two-part one, folks.